Over $13,300. That's how much this house made in under 10 months. So this guy has a very basic plot of land. It's not a campground, doesn't have a bunch of RV hookups. So in this video, we're going to check out this guy's property. I'm going to show you what it took him to set it up and how he got to making that money that fast. It's actually going to shock you. He started making money a lot quicker than you expect, and it took him a lot less than you expect. There really isn't much setup. He has one full hookup spot. So let's jump in. Let's first look at the property. So this property is located in Queen Creek, Arizona. If you're familiar, it's a pretty quiet area. It's not an area as an investor you would think, or an RV park, be like, I'm gonna go out of my way to get something here. But surprisingly, like most areas nowadays, there is huge demand for RV parking everywhere. So you really don't need something fancy or special. He just has some land and there's nothing, it's not like near attractions or anything, but it's amazing that he is fully booked all the time. Fun fact. Most RVers are not looking for the attractions, the RV parks, all of that excitement. Actually, a lot of us full-timers, we're just looking for a nice, quiet place to park. We're happy just to park back on a plot of your land. We'll be quiet, we keep to ourselves. Long-term RVers tend to be construction workers, traveling nurses, or remote workers like me, who, for me, I'm a software engineer, and I don't need to get out and be around the crowds. I'm just happy to tuck away. Another fun fact. The sweet spot is actually long-term RV parking. Most people think of RV parking as in, I'll put a spot on my land. People will come on the weekends, they'll pay for the weekend, they'll leave. The problem is that gets exhausting. You have somebody coming in and out all the time. You have to deal with a headache. What I look for is long-term parking. So you want to set your space up for somebody who parks there, stays for like 3 months. That's easy, regular income. It's predictable. It pays off those property taxes. And that's what I look for. So Dennis's property actually has what most RVers are looking for, not the stuff you would expect. It's just rural, I can't say that word, rural, that's not right, just rural land. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that out. But the main thing, it's just open space, scenic, quiet area. I think what most of our RVers on this property like is that it's easy access, it's easy to park, and it's peaceful. So there's really not much more need than that. So you can see here, checking out his area. It's a nice driveway, the RV sites. So this property is one of my favorites because, like some of the other ones that are my favorites, very easy setting up. So he actually has 2 full hookup, but here he has a septic system in. He just had to run these lines, as you can see here. And then with water and electric, that's it, boom. Now, I will say the amount that he made, the over $13,300 that he made, that money he made in less than 10 months was primarily from that one hookup spot. So he used Hookhub to list that full hookup spot, and he also used his 2 non-hookup spots on Hookhub too. Primarily all the income came from that one though. So you know how I was saying Queen Creek doesn't seem like a very desirable, high potential area? That's not true. So let's break down those numbers. So as I said, we got this one full hookup spot, right? That one makes $1,200 a month. So you have that adding up for each of the 10 months. Now you add in the non-hookup spots. You can charge more per night than long-term, but if you can't get somebody to book long-term because there's no hookups, that still adds in this extra income that you can see here. So you may be wondering, how much you can make in your area. We know Queen Creek, hot area. If you're curious, you guys can actually send me a message and I'll check out your area with you. And then I can tell you guys what you could be making in your town or county. Okay, so here is my favorite part, time commitment. So like I said, if you're gonna do RV parking vacation-wise, you have somebody coming in every weekend, that can get a little exhausting, especially if you're a host that wants to be there. Now, I will say, first of all, you do not have to be on property when people check in. Fortunately, Dennis here used Hookhub and we help manage all of that. But let's say you switch to long-term RV parking, that's next to no commitment. So we vet and we find you really good renters. Once they're parked, there's nothing more for you to do. I really like that long-term because you just get somebody in that spot who's going to stay between 3 months to a year, and there's nothing more for you to actually have to do. So for our hosts on Hookhub, it can be as hands-on or hands-off as you'd like. And Dennis kind of takes the middle ground. He likes to look at the bookings come in. He chooses to approve or deny them. And if any of the renters have questions, they can just message him in the app. So it really doesn't take much time commitment, but he still gets to be like in communication and know what's going on. There are a surprising amount of misconceptions about the RV world and what it's like to host people on your land. So go ahead and subscribe. I know everybody says that, but I'm going to show you some more real host stories. I'm going to show you some real mistakes, and I'm going to show you what you can possibly do. And again, if you just drop in the chat where you're located, and I'll go ahead and research, and I'll let you know what you can be making in your area. It's locked.